two films prove that you don't need to show titties for a movie to be erotic. Spoilers if you haven't seen Sinners, I guess Challengers, but it's been out for a while. Obviously, everyone's talking about Sinners right now. One big theme of Sinners is sexuality. More than half of the protagonists engage in sex or insinuate sexual acts in some way. And I have to say, the film overall is just very sexy, downright erotic. And I know when y'all hear that word, you're gonna think porn. When I say erotic, I mean that it spurs sexual desire when I watch. But what sparked me is interesting about this film, and it's something that I noticed when I watched Challengers as well, is the way that they depict sexuality without having the women go completely nude. Now listen, I'm not a prude. I'm okay with nudity. In fact, there are certain scenes where I see nudity and breasts, or it's like an erotic sex scenes that include those two things that I think fits in the story. But more often than not, we see way too many titties. Let's be clear, not enough beef, all in the name of art, when really it's just an excuse for a director to live out their fantasies and a reflection on how they view women. Challengers was the first film that I saw that I thought was truly sexy and erotic. It didn't truly objectify the starlet in any way. Now, obviously the character Tashi was objectified and commodified by these two men. That point was pushed without the director objectifying and commodifying Zendaya. Well, at least by her, not doing a money shot or having her titties just straight out. They definitely commodified her name and made it seem like there was this crazy train ran on her to sell tickets. I noticed that Ryan Coogler went a similar route with Sinners, where we saw and heard about sex, where he managed to include multiple sex scenes without having the women go completely nude. And he was still able to make these scenes erotic by the way they were talking to each other, the music. Mary spinning in Stack's mouth had to be one of the sexiest things I've seen. Smoke took down Annie with all her clothes on. And honestly, I thought that was a little bit hotter because it felt like he was like, right now, we gotta do it. You can't get nude because we both got work to do, but we gonna squeeze this in right now. This is what women have been trying to say about Hollywood and nudity overall. And I feel like this conversation came up when Poor Things came and everyone was saying like, hey, Emma Stone does not need to be that nude. And everyone was arguing like, hey, this is art. This is necessary to portray that. And yeah, I think that some of those sex scenes were part of the comedy and part of the story. But it definitely got to a point when I was like, all right, this is OD. I think we get lost in the way that women are objectified and commodified in these films because we see way less penis. And when we do, it's a big deal or normally a joke. And I'm hoping that this sparks a trend to show sexual acts in a more healthy way. I'm not saying get rid of sex scenes. I love a good sex scene. But tell me, what are your thoughts? Let me know in the comments below.